Welcome to the biology class. You know that we were discussing about the chapter biological classification, and in this chapter in the previous sessions we have discussed about various criteria for classifying the living organisms, and we have also discussed about various kingdom system of classification. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the characteristic features of various kingdoms under 5 kingdom system of classification that has been put forth by R.H. Whittaker. Okay. So, as per the 5 kingdom system of classification given by R.H. Whittaker, there are 5 different kingdoms. They are Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animalia. So, we will study some of the basic features of these kingdoms. So, first we will note down what are the basic characteristic features of Kingdom Monera or the members of Kingdom Monera. The members of Kingdom Monera are commonly known as Monerans. They are commonly known as Monerans. So, Monerans have prokaryotic cell type. The cell type present in Monerans are prokaryotic, and you have now clearly understood what is prokaryotic and what is eukaryotic, right? Prokaryotic are those cells which lack nuclear membrane and which has got incipient nucleus. So, Monerans are prokaryotic and they have cell wall, but their cell wall is not made up of cellulose. Instead, it is made up of polysaccharide and amino acids. Polysaccharide and amino acids. Polysaccharide and amino acids. So, the Monerans have non-cellulosic cell wall. That indicates that cell wall is not made up of cellulose. Instead, it is made up of some of the polysaccharides and amino acids. And nuclear membrane is absent in case of Monerans. You know that Monerans have prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell has got incipient nucleus. Incipient nucleus doesn't have a nuclear membrane. So, nuclear membrane is absent. Then, body organization of Monerans are cellular because most of the prokaryotic are unicellular. They are made up of single cell. Sometimes there may be grouping of cells, but the type of body organization is cellular. Okay. Mode of nutrition in case of Monerans may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. So, there are certain Monerans which are phototrophic. Among the autotrophic and heterotrophic organisms, there are certain Monerans or prokaryotic cells which may be photosynthetic, okay, and there are certain Monerans which may be chemosynthetic. Okay, autotrophic organisms may be photosynthetic or chemosynthetic. Just remember these terminologies. We are going to study in detail about these characteristic features. Just remember that the Monerans that are autotrophic may be photosynthetically autotrophic or chemosynthetically autotrophic. And coming to heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The heterotrophic mode of nutrition in case of Monerans may be saprophytic mode of nutrition or maybe parasitic mode of nutrition. So, we are going to discuss this in detail during detailed study of Monerans. Just remember, heterotrophic mode of nutrition may be saprophytic or parasitic. So, these are some of the basic characteristic features of Monerans. So, next we will discuss what are the characteristic features of members of Protista. So, Protista are the members which have eukaryotic cell type. The type of cell present in them are eukaryotic. Cell wall is present in some of the Protista members. For example, in members like diatoms. Diatoms are included under Protista, and these diatoms have cell wall. A specific nature of cell wall is present in them. So, cell wall is present in some of the Protista. And nuclear membrane is present because they are eukaryotic cells. And you know that eukaryotic cells have well defined nucleus where they have got nuclear membrane and other nuclear components. Okay, so nuclear membrane is present because they are eukaryotic cell. Then body organization is generally cellular, and mode of nutrition may be autotrophic or heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Next, coming to the characters or characteristic features of kingdom fungi. Okay, kingdom fungi includes eukaryotic cells, or the members have eukaryotic cells. Cell wall is present, and the cell wall composition is mainly chitin. Most of the fungal members have chitin as their cell wall component. And nuclear membrane is present because they are eukaryotic. Cell type is eukaryotic. And fungal cells, most of the fungal cells or majority of the fungal species are multicellular. Okay, they are made up of more than one cell, and they have got loose tissue. That indicates that many cells are joined together to form multicellular. Then mode of nutrition is strictly heterotrophic. They are not photosynthetic organisms, they are not autotrophic, they are strictly heterotrophic organisms. Next, coming to the kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae includes members with eukaryotic cells, and they have got cell wall. So you know that plants have been categorized separately because of presence of cell wall around the cell. Okay, so plant cells have cell wall, and cell wall is made up of cellulose. Okay, cell wall is made up of a component known as cellulose. In addition to cellulose, there will be deposition of other components that we are going to study in detail when we are discussing about the kingdom Plantae in detail. But you have to remember that the component present in the cell wall is cellulose. Next, nuclear membrane is present. Why nuclear membrane is present? Because they are eukaryotic cell types. Okay, and body organization is tissue. They have got tissues in their body as well as organs in their body. So tissue type and organ type of body organization is present in case of plants. You know that tissues are group of cells which have common origin and which perform similar functions. So many such tissues group together to form organs. Okay, but plants do not have organ system. They have organs, but they do not have organ systems. Next, the mode of nutrition is mainly autotrophic. Okay, mode of nutrition is mainly autotrophic. There may be very few exceptions in plants which may depend on other organisms for their nutrition. Okay, not completely dependent on other organisms. Mainly for acquiring some of the nutritional components, they may depend on other organisms. Can you remember any such examples of plants which depend on other organisms for its nutrition? You might have studied about insectivorous plants, right? So in insectivorous plants, mainly like Nepenthes, they usually take up some of the nutrient components from insects, right? So even then they can undergo photosynthesis, but they get some of the nutrients from insects. By trapping the insects and digesting the insects, they take up some of the nutrients. Okay, but majority of them are strictly autotrophic. Next, coming to kingdom Animalia. So kingdom Animalia also has eukaryotic cells in their body, and cell wall is completely absent, and they have got nuclear membrane since they are eukaryotic. Remember that where all the eukaryotic cells have a definite nuclear membrane around the nucleus. And then type of body organization is they have tissues, organs and organ systems. Tissues, organs and organ systems are present such that various metabolic activities takes place within this organ systems. Next, mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. So animals mainly depend on autotrophs for their nutrition. They cannot synthesize their own food. They depend on autotrophs for their nutrition. So these are the basic characteristic features of 5 different kingdoms. Let us discuss about kingdom Monera. So already we have noted down some of the basic characters of kingdom Monera or the members of kingdom Monera. Now we have to study in detail about the members of kingdom Monera. Okay. So kingdom Monera mainly includes prokaryotes. So all these prokaryotes are very primitive and they are very minute organisms. So we call them as microorganisms. They are very primitive organism and very minute organisms, and they are known to be the earliest living organisms on earth. Okay, earliest living organisms on earth. And kingdom Monera, members of kingdom Monera are commonly known as Monerans. We commonly call them as Monerans. Members of kingdom Monera are commonly called as Monerans. Bacteria are the sole members of this kingdom. Okay, and these microorganisms or prokaryotes, which are included under kingdom Monera, they are found everywhere. They are cosmopolitan in nature. That indicates that they are found in air, they are found in water as well as in soil. Suppose if you take a handful of soil and if you culture that sample, soil sample in laboratories, you can find around hundreds and thousands of bacteria or hundreds and thousands of prokaryotic organisms. Okay, so many microorganisms or so many bacteria will be present everywhere. Not only in soil, they are found in air, they are found in water. In addition to that, they are also found in some extreme habitats where other organisms cannot survive. Such extreme habitats, these prokaryotes or Monerans can survive. So now we will see what are those extreme habitats where Monerans can survive or where this bacteria can survive. So some of the extreme habitats, habitat means dwelling place where the organisms survive, where they live, that is termed as habitat. Remember these terminologies. Extreme habitats may be hot springs, it may be in desert conditions, in snow, that is very cold conditions. You know that in desert as well as hot spring, the temperature will be very high. So they can resist that temperature and they can survive there. They are also found in deep oceans and they are also found inside the living organisms as well as on the body of other living organisms. So they can survive in any of the extreme habitats because they have got certain complex nature in their cell such that they can survive in these extreme habitats. This prokaryotic or the Monerans, the cell structure of the Moneran is very simple, but their behavior is very complex. Their structure is simple, but their behavior is very complex. And you know that prokaryotes have got a definite cell wall, and the cell wall is non-cellulosic. We have already noted down that cell wall is non-cellulosic. Cell wall is made up of combination of polysaccharide and amino acid. Okay, combination of polysaccharide and amino acid, and the type of substance that is deposited on the cell wall of or deposited as the cell wall material of bacteria or prokaryotes is peptidoglycan, or it is also called as murin. Peptidoglycan or murin. Next, you know that prokaryotic cells doesn't have membrane bound organelles. They have got a very tough cell wall. Within the cell wall there is a cell membrane, and inside the cell membrane there is cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm doesn't have any membrane bound organelles. There is nucleus, and the type of nucleus present is incipient nucleus, which is not having a nuclear membrane. We call such a nucleus as nucleoid. Incipient nucleus as nucleoid, which doesn't have a nuclear membrane. The nuclear material is just present towards the center of the bacterial cell. Okay. In addition to that, they have got ribosomes. They have got ribosomes. You know that ribosomes are non-membrane bound structures, right? Non-membrane bound organelles are known as ribosomes. Okay. So prokaryotes or Monerans doesn't have membrane bound organelles, or they doesn't have any of the vacuoles. Mainly they have doesn't have membrane bound organelles, they have got non-membrane bound structures known as ribosomes. And the type of ribosomes present in them is 70S type. Already while discussing about cell structure during our bridge course, we have discussed that there are two kinds of ribosomes, right? 70S type of ribosome as well as 80S type of ribosome. 70S type of ribosomes are mainly seen in prokaryotes, and some of the cell organelles inside the eukaryotes also 70S type of ribosome is present. Whereas 80S type of ribosome is mainly present inside the eukaryotic cells. So the 70S type of ribosome consists of two units, subunits. One is the larger subunit and other one is the smaller subunit. Hope you remember what are those subunits present in ribosomes. Do you remember that? 70S type of ribosome consists of one larger subunit known as 50S type and one smaller subunit known as 30S type. Okay, there are two subunits, 50S and 30S. And I have already mentioned that S is Swedberg unit, that is the unit for ribosome, Swedberg unit. How the unit is given? How the unit Swedberg unit is given? Based on the sedimentation coefficient. Okay, based on the sedimentation coefficient, the unit Swedberg unit is given. Okay, so 70S type of ribosome consists of two subunits, one larger subunit and one smaller subunit. Larger subunit is 50S subunit and smaller subunit is 30S subunit. Nutritional pattern of monerans. The mode of nutrition in case of monerans. So monerans may be autotrophic or they may be heterotrophic. So there are certain monerans among autotrophic that they may be photosynthetic or they may be chemosynthetic. So mode of nutrition under monerans may be photosynthetically autotrophic or chemosynthetically autotrophic. So let us see what is photosynthetically autotrophic. What mode of nutrition is photosynthetically autotrophic? You know that autotrophic is the mode of nutrition where the organisms can prepare or synthesize their own food. So for synthesizing their food, they usually take up inorganic substances. Okay, utilizing the inorganic substances, they mainly convert these inorganic substances and prepare their own food or organic substance. Okay, in case of monerans, those who are photosynthetically autotrophic, they take up the inorganic nutrients. And by utilizing the solar energy or utilizing the sunlight, they convert those inorganic substances into food. Okay. Whereas in case of chemosynthetic organisms or chemosynthetically autotrophic organisms, they utilize inorganic substances and convert them into food. But here they do not utilize sunlight. That is the main difference between photosynthetically autotrophic and chemosynthetically autotrophic. So these chemosynthetic monerans or chemosynthetically autotrophic monerans mainly depend on chemical substances or inorganic materials for preparing their own food. They do not utilize sunlight. Okay, this is the difference between photosynthetic and chemosynthetically autotrophic. Okay, so next we will see what is meant by heterotrophic. Heterotrophic are those organisms which mainly depend on other organisms for their nutrition. Okay, heterotrophic organisms are those which depend on another organism for nutrition. So some of the monerans may be heterotrophic. Among the heterotrophic, the mode of nutrition or nutritional pattern may vary. Some of the heterotrophs are saprophytes, some are parasites, and some are symbionts. Okay, so we'll see what are saprophytes. So monerans or the bacteria that depend on dead and decaying matter for the nutrition is called saprophyte or saprophytic. Saprophytic organisms are those which depend on dead organic matter for the nutrition, whereas parasites or parasitic organisms are those which depend on another living organism for their nutrition. As I told earlier, the monerans can survive in extreme conditions. They also survive in or on the other organisms. They may be found inside the body of other living organisms, or they may be found on the body of another organisms. Okay, so such organisms usually derive nutrition from those living organisms. On which organism they are present or they are dependent on those, from those organisms they will derive the nutrition. So such organisms are called parasites or parasitic mode of nutrition. And those monerans which live inside the body of another organism and derive nutrition are called endoparasites, and those organisms which survive on the body or on the surface of the body of another organism, they are called as ectoparasites. Okay, endoparasites and ectoparasites. So monerans may be endoparasites or they may be ectoparasites, and they derive nutrition from the living organism on or inside which the monerans are present. Next, symbionts or symbiotic mode of nutrition. So symbionts are those organisms which usually survive on another organism, especially in symbiotic relationship with another organism. So symbiotic, term symbiotic means the organisms, they are found in symbiotic association or they are found in association with other organisms. For example, there are certain monerans. You know that monerans include cyanobacteria, right? Monerans include cyanobacteria. There are certain cyanobacteria which are found in association with the roots of another plants. Roots of another plants. So here the bacteria gets benefits from the roots of another plant, and roots of those plants also get certain benefits from the bacteria. So such an association is known as symbiotic association. Okay, symbiotic association. So there are certain monerans like cyanobacteria which are found in symbiotic association with the roots of another plants. Okay, roots of other plants. So these are different modes of nutrition in case of monerans.